What up, YouTube? It's me, Isaac, coming to you with another edition of my life. So, when I was out with my mom a couple of days ago on Monday, when I was supposed to have my doctor's appointment, I told you in a earlier video that we were literally outside the my doctor's office / card shop because, like I said in a couple of videos, that my local card shop and my doctor's office are literally right across the street. You open one front door, walk across the street, you'll be at the other one's front door. So after I was told I had to reschedule my appointment, I'm sure you guys know how god blasted annoying that doing that is. I mean, I sure as hell get annoyed by it. And I've actually had to reschedule some of my video appointments too, but I am not going to get into that because of how freaking annoying it was. I've had but I will say how many appointments I've had to reschedule that were video appointments, and they weren't, and I had to change them because apparently the the doctor's office got a new system, and some people don't know how to work it yet, or at least so I've heard. And so instead of going to my doctor's appointment, because we were literally right there by the time the 10-minute grace period elapsed, I really don't know why they switched it from a 15-minute grace period from the time your appointment starts that you have to walk in to only 10 minutes. That is bullcrap. And on top of that, it's bullcrap that we were so close to turning into the parking lot. I could see where my brother parks when he takes me to my appointments. And I quite literally mean that. Oh, and on top of that, I could see the parking spot for the card shop too. All we had to do was turn to the right, and we literally would have been in the doctor's office parking lot. But we couldn't because there was a wreck. I probably should have said that to when I was on the phone with them. Maybe they would have let me let me still be seen due to unforeseen circumstances like car wreck where an ambulance had to come in. Thank God. Well, I just pray that those people are all right. So instead of going to my doctor's appointment, since we literally missed it by just being able to pull into the parking lot, like I said, my mom and I went to Kroger. And she bought, y'all remember those old, give me a minute. I wish I had a bottle opener. Y'all remember those old bottles of drinks? What I just dropped was the cap to a glass bottle of root beer, and I got my A&W root beer in my drink bottle over there. Let's see if this company of root beer, this company's root beer, because I've never even heard of Boylan Bottling Co. So let's see if this root beer is any good. Cheers. Oh my sweet holy Jesus. I gotta see how One bottle is a serving, 170 calories. Pretty good for what I'm guessing is a 16-ounce bottle, maybe a 20. I'm not sure. It doesn't actually say, but this Boylan Bottling Company's root beer is pretty damn good. Now to grab. Oh shoot! I should probably put the lid back on this, even though it's one of those lids that you really shouldn't be able to put back on. I always find a way to make sure I've got bottles with lids, because I'm not the best at gripping stuff, especially glass bottles. So that's why my mom rarely buys me glass bottled soda. That's why she usually just buys me the plastic bottles of like A&W. Shoot, give me a minute. I gotta pick that up. What the heck is that on my eye? Okay, I'll need to ask my mom about that. Oh, wait, I know what it is. It's one of my freckles. I feel stupid. Now, give me a second while I grab the Powerade bottle full of A&W root beer so I can get this taste test comparison done and then get on to the Digimon card collection that I was supposed to do a couple of days ago. I kind of feel silly for not being able to do it, or rather, not doing it, because I actually went out to my kitchen area thingamajigger where that houses where I keep my cards in case I'm going to the card shop on Sunday. That's where I move my cards to on Saturday nights in case I am going on Sundays. It's from their Digimon thing is from let's see. They do Yu-Gi-Oh in the mornings on Sundays, I believe. I'm not really sure what the entire schedule is. I wish I knew, but I can really only go to the Digimon thing on Sundays because everybody's busy throughout the week. Kind of sucks, but I understand it. Give me a second while I grab this bottle of drink. Come on. Where'd you go? You dang. Come on. Where'd you go? You darn soda bottle. Give me a sec. Like I said, it's gonna be kind of tricky because, well, I have. Whoa. Oh, God, I hope they don't spill. This is gonna be a little tricky for me to grab the other soda bottle because it fell on the ground. And because of my disability, it's kind of hard to maneuver. Come on. Come on. Come on. Got it. Well, I was able to get up anyways. Oh, crap. Use the bottle to reach the Other bottle. Come on, damn you. Oh yeah, it's always easier to do that. Sorry for the wait. I just had to grab my A&W root beer drink. Now let me crack that glass bottle open again so I can do a comparison to this Boylan right here. Oh man. Oh dang. Oh dude. I don't know if I like this Boylan Bottling Co. root beer more than I like A&W, but this stuff is good. Oh crap. Okay, good. And now for whoa. And now for the A&W. What in the... Oh, right. Right, I forgot. I had Ghost in here a couple of days ago, and there must have still been some, a little bit of Ghost still in here when I poured the root beer in. So, yeah, I really enjoy Ghost Energy, which is really nice because I gave up coffee because it made me way too jittery. And when I gave up coffee for hot chocolate, it didn't make me that jittery. But I can say this, because the Ghost I get is usually in the cans, which I actually have let's see, I think I drank the blue raspberry can, and then I have, if that's the case, if that's the case, I have Welch's grape juice flavored Ghost in my refrigerator, as y'all have seen in the apartment tours. The front apartment tours. I have a mini fridge, kitchen, and it's not a mini fridge, but it's not a mini fridge. It's not one of those mini fridges where you can just keep cans. It's one of those mini fridges where you can keep like yogurts. It's like a single person fridge. Let's just leave it at that. Oh man. Now where the hell did I put that damn cap? There it is. Give me a minute. Gotta set down my phone again. Yep. Oh crap. Well, that would have been really, really, really bad. I could have spilt my drink all over myself. Now that my drink review is done, I can get down to, let's see here, where the hell did I put those? There they are. At least 1, 2, 3. Hey, where's the one that's got all of my? What the heck? Give me a second while I check something out, because I only see three of my deck boxes, and I know I put four of them up here. So what in the heck, man? This is getting weird. Because I know for a fact I put all four up here. Because I made a reminder. I reminded myself that I put all four of the boxes. Oh crud! I hope that root beer doesn't spill. One. Crap. Where do I? Well, just so the root beer doesn't, just so the bottle or just so the glass doesn't break, I may have to actually chug this off camera. I really don't wanna, but hey, what you gotta do is what you gotta do. Plus, it's one of those bottles that you really shouldn't put the cap back onto, but I do it because I just don't want to spill it. And I learned the hard way that you can put the caps back onto glass bottles. Now where the hell is the other deck boxes? Actually, strike that. Where are my other deck boxes? This is getting a bit annoying. Because I know exactly where I put them. Okay. Got the second. So I'll be able to get to my Digimon review in a few seconds, maybe a minute or two. Just gotta move some stuff around. I know I should have done this off camera. Well, technically I am off camera, but y'all get the point. Okay, now, where is, I guess I only grabbed 3 of my boxes. Oh boy. Alright, now, back to what I should have done a couple of nights ago after I set my root beer bottle down. I need to grab the 3 boxes. Wait, what the heck? That is way looser than it should be. Oh my god. I think one of my deck boxes is too full. So that's kind of funny that sorry that took so long. I just had to grab all 3 of them. What the heck? I don't remember putting all of, oh yeah, because they helped me sleeve a couple of them. I just didn't get a chance to sleeve my Digimon eggs. So inside my blue case is, I believe it's my purple and red deck, or at least what should be my purple and red deck. Give me a second, it's kind of tricky getting these cards out of the box when the box doesn't completely open all the way. So, actually, wait. I think this is my A1 jet. Yeah, that's so weird. Why did I think this was my... Okay, that's really, really stupid of me. Give me a minute, because I gotta make sure everything's in the right order, even though I don't have anybody to play against here, because I'm the only one into playing card games. Well, TCG card games. My little brother used to be, but I'm not sure if he is anymore, because we don't live together. And, so there's that. So I have, in my hand right now, I have my Digimon Adventure 1 deck. Probably a bit more than just my Adventure 1 cards. Actually, I'm wrong. It is all of my Adventure 1 cards. So I'd go through them individually, but I'm not screwing up putting them back in just to go through the cards in my own deck. So I'm just not going to do that. But I will say this. I asked my mom I actually built my Digimon Adventure 1 deck, or as I call it, my Digidestined deck, out of, I think it was let's see. Digimon of Courage, Digimon of Hope, Digimon of Crest of Friendship, and I think there was one more that it was because I know that building a Adventure 1 deck takes getting a bunch of packs, or the way I did it, I got the three structured decks, Courage, Hope, and Friendship. So there's that. Let's see, which one should I open next? Let's go with what I believe is my Angel deck, if I'm not mistaken. Give me a sec. Come on, you stupid. So I'll know if this is my Angel deck in a second. Actually, this is my Angel and Machine deck that I really can't play because I have way too many different card type sleeves on it, and that would be considered using marked cards if I were to do that. Because I've got a couple of yellow sleeves that came with the Digimon of the Deck of Hope, which is the TK Kari and Sora deck. And actually, wait, what in the world? Oh, right, I forgot about that one. That's pretty funny. Plus, I haven't had a chance this year to actually even look at my... I mean, I've had the chance to look at my cards, but I haven't actually had the chance to go to the card shop this year, which is completely unfortunate for me, because I don't know why when we're like 5 months into the year and I haven't actually even gone to my card shop except for just to check it out, and it wasn't even on a Sunday. So that was kind of weird. Apparently, with what I have in my pink deck box, it's a bunch of empty plastic and a bunch of remnants of other cards that I thought would make a good cohesive deck, but the guys at the card shop said it wouldn't make a good deck. It would just make it'd look like it would make a good deck, but they said that there's not enough synergy in with only 2 different colors of cards, which were that one was yellow, and it was either yellow and dark blue or yellow and black. But I saved the best for last. Okay, best in my opinion for last. Give me a second. So I told you all about my oh yes. I am so very, very happy. Wish I had card sleeves, but I don't. So I told you guys I had, in another video, I told you guys that when I was doing my Sinister Order pack openings that I had, I think it was 77 out of 78 cards, and here's the bulk of them. I keep the bulk of them. I keep most of Sinister Order in a deck box by itself, and by most I mean I think there's like 70 or 72 cards in this actual deck box, which is kind of dumb as hell to put that in a single deck box. I don't know why the hell I even thought to do that. That's pretty damn stupid. Come on, you stinking. Give me a minute. I got to do this little by little. Try not to ruin the cards. I mean, no TCG player wants their cards ruined or warped or what have you. Come on. There it goes. Good. I do have the rest of Sinister Order in another one of my deck boxes, which I think is my red deck box, but for some odd reason I just can't seem to find it. That's really freaking weird. But yeah, today's been a really good day. I can't believe how today's gone for me so far. It's been a good day so far. Just me looking through my cards. I've been playing my Switch, which funny because what the heck? Oh shite! I missed putting a couple of cards up. Give me a sec. Oh yeah, you go into the Digidestin deck holder thingamajigger. But yeah, it's really weird that I'm gonna compare my deck box sizes for a second. My pink deck box here is a single deck box, which means it can hold up to 50, maybe 55 cards if I'm lucky. Same goes for my black one right now. And also same goes for the red one, but I can't seem to find the damn thing. So, but this is one of my blue one's one of my favorite deck boxes because so back when I started playing, I think it's been just under a year. Like I think it's gonna be a year this month on the 21st, but I'll have to check out my other video, my first video of my adventures as a Digidestin TCG to tell you how long it's actually been, which I can do that in one of my next videos because I can't really just pause the video here and tell you how long I've been playing. So when I first walked into the card shop, it was just take a look around and inquire about if they had anything, if they had like any get-togethers like in their like mini store tournaments or just trading days for any card games. The dude behind the counter gave me a list, and even though I can only go to probably the Saturday and Sunday ones, I only go on the Sunday ones because, like I said, my family's busy throughout the week, and so I can't go to anything but the Saturday and Sunday ones, which Sunday ones I enjoy. Saturday I would enjoy, but I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG or Pokemon TCG in the longest time. I've played Magic the Gathering is the most recent card game that I actually picked up before I picked up Digimon. So, and I only really picked up Digimon because I have a couple of cards that are like so worn that you can barely tell what they are. The only reason I can tell is because I remember the how Digimon cards used to look, which it's really, really, really freaking cool to me that if you've ever seen Digimon Tamers, you will know that series actually has to do with the Digimon trading card game, which that's pretty freaking awesome that they did a season like that. I wish and hope they do a season like that again with the new upgraded rules to the Digimon TCG. Which, yeah, so the reason why I asked my mom to get me a Sinister Order Sinister Order booster box was because I wanted to complete a set of Digimon cards, one X cards at a time, which means I'd normally have to buy multiple packs, but by some freaking miracle, the 24 packs that I ended up having in that booster box, 77 out of 78 cards. And that is what is in my black deck box and my mysteriously missing red deck box of cards. So, as I was saying, when I first walked into um the back room of the store where they actually have the tables set up for playing card games and stuff like that. So I bought my first my first starter deck the day I walked into the card shop. And I inquired about if they had any days for Digimon and Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic, but I knew I couldn't go to Magic, and I knew there was a possibility, however slim, that I could go to the one on Mondays, but I don't have any Beyblades to play Beyblade with. Actually, that's a complete lie, because my brother gave for my 34th birthday, my brother gave me a toolbox that wasn't actually a toolbox. It was a toolbox, but it was for Beyblade parts and stuff like that. But I honestly have no idea how to build a Beyblade, which is why the toolbox is just sitting on my shelf in my front room of my apartment. So, as I was saying, I walked into the back room of the card shop. Got out of context, that sounds bad. But I walked to where they were I quote unquote walked to where they were having their Digimon tournaments, because they hold card tournaments every week. But I was so new at the game, I didn't want to enter a tournament just yet. And actually, I would have entered a tournament, or at least tried to enter a tournament uh, this year, but I haven't actually gone to the card shop except for a quick glance. Which, when I say a quick glance, I mean my brother and I walked in from one of my doctor's appointments, and then literally less than 5 minutes later, we walked back out to the van. That kind of sucked, because I was gonna see if they had any more single packs left open from different set than the Sinister Order, because like I said, I back then, like 5 or 6 months ago. Actually, wait, it was this year. So it was like 3 months ago. Actually, wait, it was in January, so it was like 4 months ago. Uh, my brother and I walked into the card shop after one of my appointments, and and we didn't even stay that long. I barely even got to look at the front, where they keep the Digimon, they stock the Digimon cards and Magic the Gathering cards right in the front, like right at the counter, but right as you open the door, it's literally Digimon boxes, Digimon structure decks, Digimon packs, and then the quite literally two magic decks in one box. I think they're all commander decks, which that's actually why I stopped playing Magic, because it got really freaking confusing and I didn't want to I my brain just couldn't process how the commander thing works. It was way too hard for me to keep up when I've literally been out of the game since I think the last time I played was when I was 10. So I literally hadn't been in the game for 20 years. Wait, actually, that's not true, because I had a couple of matches with somebody I knew over FaceTime, or rather, it was just a video call, and we were just playing over video chat, which was kind of weird, kind of cool. And yeah, I remember when I got my first, and I use first in quotation marks, uh Magic the Gathering deck. I wanted it to be a red deck because I remember red decks being very, like, starter decks in any uh TCG. Starter decks are crap. I'm not just saying that. Starter decks are slow as hell and they are for beginners. And I understand that. I technically was a beginner at because I literally hadn't played the game since I was 9 or 10. And that was I think I got back into it at, like, in the early part of 2023. Maybe it was 2022. Either way, and and we lived actually, wait, excuse me, it was 2021 actually, because I didn't even know my next door neighbor played slash collected Magic cards, which is freaking awesome that a old guy collected cards. And the thing that I absolutely hated was I was using, like I said, I was using a red starter deck because I recall that red meant burn damage, and burn damage was the easiest way to get your opponent's points down to zero if you knew what you were doing. Although I didn't know at the time that in his green deck, which I do remember playing up against a couple of green decks because my older brother used to run a green deck. Because actually, I honestly don't know why I didn't run a green deck, because I forgot that some green creatures will give you more mana and more attack power. And I honestly don't know why I decided to go with a burn instead of a healing deck. That's kind of stupid. But yeah. So as I was saying earlier, I walked into the card shop with my starter deck. Well, I think it was a structured deck because it didn't say starter deck on it, but it also didn't say structured deck. But the first deck I bought was Heroes of Courage, which had Agumon, and it was uh I think it was Ty and Izzy in that deck, or because I know Sora is with Kari because I literally just looked at that card when I was putting it back in my blue deck box when I said give me a minute to put all my cards back. So when I first walk into the card shop, they see that all I'm carrying around is quite literally the equivalent of a newbie's deck. And by that I mean the where I stored my cards was quite literally the box that the deck came in. And the box that the deck came in kind of, let's just say, it was torn to shreds because I was so excited to get through, to get to film my first Digimon deck in a while that I just thought, wow. And I stupidly ripped a little bit of the closing part of the I stupidly ripped off a little bit of the thing that goes inside the box to close it, and it was so small I thought it would still fit and be able to close, but even that small part was enough to make the box fall apart. So when the I think the guy was the owner, but I'm not exactly sure if it was the owner or like a co-manager or a manager. He noticed that, like I said, I looked like a complete newbie, and I technically was, even though I did play the first iteration of the Digimon card game. The rules have changed, the standards of the game have changed, and my entire deck, if I walked in with my what I call my what I call my playground deck, because I used to play Digimon with my buddies in school, and what I called my playground slash club deck, I mostly called it my club deck. Um, Most of the cards in that deck were so powerful that in this new trading card format, that entire deck would would have been I wouldn't have been able to play because there are so many cards in the original yellow deck that I had built that back when I started playing the original card game, that more than, I think the guy said, 55%. When I told him what cards I used to run, he said, yeah, like 50 to 55% of of that deck are now on the ban list. And I'm like, how can one of the quickest decks be on the ban list? Because I remember back in school that 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 I used to kick butt in my school's trading card game club. At the time, it was either Digimon or you could play Yu-Gi-Oh! And sometimes you could play Pokemon, but that was very, very rare that the Pokemon TCG came up in our school club because all of us were either into Digimon or Yu-Gi-Oh! At the time. For card games, rather, we were all into the Pokemon anime. Hell, I'm still into the Pokemon anime. And actually, now that I think about it, when I get off here, I might as well try to play Gen 9 and see where I can get it, because I have done like X amount of videos on how many times I had to get my Switch fixed, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows what company you had to send your Switch back into. If you know what I mean. I will not say the company's name because I'm not trying to be stupid here, but if you know who created the Switch and Switch Lights, hint, 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 you will know what company I had to send it into. And quite literally, it was like every time I had to send it in, it was like $200. And even with my warranty the first time, it was like, I think half of it was paid and the other half was out of pocket. So that was $100 the first time. But quite literally, the second that I got my Switch back and ready to play, the exact same freaking thing happened again. So I had to send it back to Nintendo because, well, actually, forget what I just said. But y'all know what company created the Switch, so I guess I could name drop it once. So I had to send it back again, quite literally the next day after I got it. Because I don't know what they did, or if they were using, or if they just did it really, really, really fast and just used some spare parts and didn't even give a crap. And that's why the second I opened my package, the little joystick thingies that would be considered Joy-Cons fell off. And it was the exact same one, too. So it wouldn't surprise me if they were using second-hand parts to fix it. I'm not saying they were, and I'm not saying they weren't. But I had to send the exact same Switch in to that company 4 times. And every time after the first time, it was X $100. I will not say what X was, but if you've had to send in a Switch Lite, you will know how much that X is. Although after a while, after like I think it was the third one, my little brother said, "You know why it's costing this much, right?" I said, "No, I don't." And he said it was because it was a Switch Lite, and that's considered physical damage, which is not covered by the was not covered by the warranty that I had. So that's actually why it cost so much every time I sent it in. Or rather, I sent it in and my parents paid for it. So if I sent it in 4 different times for the exact same goddamn problem, I actually had to call Innovate. You should know what Innovate is if you are a gamer. And I had to call them and tell them every time it happened. So I got like super fed up with it. Even though it was one of the coolest possessions I will ever own, but that's just because it was a limited edition Switch Lite. It was the I think it was I remember it was the black version, but I can't remember if it was Gen 4 decals on it or or uh or Gen 7 decals, because I remember thinking this is really cool. I shouldn't even open it. Actually, wait. It was uh it was the limited edition uh Diamond and Pearl Switch remake Switch Lite. And I don't know if that was considered Gen 7 or not because I just wasn't sure. And so every time I had to send it back in, I had to call Innova and tell them that it happened again. Quite literally, the second I pulled it out of the package, it was like they didn't do anything. And they just, I won't say it anymore. I will just report, refer to it as Innovate. And you know, if you know, you know. Well, it was one of the words I used earlier, but it is, and the A is America, so you figure out what the N is. If the O is of and it's A is America, then you should know what the first letter is. And so I had to call them multiple times because I could not use the exact same form that I had used to send it in, even though it was the exact same problem 4 or 5 times. Actually, wait, my brother decided to fix it and sell it uh like I think that was the 6th time, and he got me this right here, even though he was looking at Switch 2s, but you know how things are with Switch 2s. And he just bought me another Switch Lite, which either way, that's really cool because I the only difference right now between some of the games and updated graphics to regular Switch games is the price. And I don't want to switch to at the moment because to me there are no good games on it, even though it would be a really cool part to add to my video game collection. I just don't want it at the moment because Why would I save up all that money for a console that doesn't have any games for it just yet that I couldn't get on the regular Switch Lite? So that's why I haven't gotten my Switch 2 yet. But when Pokemon Gen 10 comes out, then I'll have well, you do. Then I'll have a reason to get a Switch 2. Hopefully, honestly, I will not be going with the light version again because I don't want to get screwed over with without being told that it was considered physical damage instead of instead of just con- instead of just the Joy-Con thingy, because it's attached to it, so they don't consider that they consider that physical damage just because the dang thumbsticks are attached to it. But they do Joy-Cons for Switch 1 for like $10, but where physical damage they charge 20 times that. So me having to send it in 4 different times at uh, about 20 times what it would cost to fix a Joy-Con. Actually, it is 20 times that much. Doing that 3 times, you can see how much was out just for the exact same problem. And it got to the point where even I thought, screw this, I'm just going to go ahead and buy a new Switch Lite. So I'm actually kind of surprised my brother made that decision because I already made that decision. I just hadn't saved up enough money yet. My brother was just nice enough to do it for me, which was really cool. Thanks, Rick. Although I do really wish I still had my limited edition Pokemon one so I could put it in my display case, but that's neither here nor there. And back to what I was saying about Digimon TCG earlier. So they saw everybody saw me walk in with just my deck box, being quite literally the box that the deck had come in, and the it was either the manager, owner, or co-manager said, "Hold on, bud. Let me get you something to so you're not carrying your cards around like that." He quite literally handed me a deck box. But not just any, he didn't just hand me any deck box. He handed me this deck box, which is really cool because it has, as you can tell, it's more, I think it's like 2 times the size of a single deck box. I think that it can hold 2 different decks, but if you're really holding 2 different decks in one box, then how would you know which deck you're to use? It's just been that just get complicated. Although you probably just count back from you probably just count the first 50 out, and then that next 50 would be the second deck. But yeah, that was really cool of the guy. I really wish I could go back to the card shop. Hopefully, I can talk my brother into dropping me off or taking me up there this weekend, maybe. Because, like I said, I haven't been at all this year except for just to look around. And that was fun and all, but I wish I could have stayed. And my mom had something to do when I had an appointment. I won't go into that because that's family stuff. And so I didn't have enough time to run in the card shop and check out the new inventory, see if they restocked the single packs of any of their card games. And so I guess I have gone in to the card shop, but I haven't gone in for where I could stay and just kick back, spend time with my buddies, and just goof off from 3 to X, because 3 o'clock is when 3 o'clock p.m. is when the Digimon thing starts, and it ends at, I think it's 5:50 p.m. or 6:30 p.m. It's anywhere between there. And sometimes if my ride's late, the got the they let me just kick it back in the front of the store, which my ride's only been late like once or twice. Too bad I couldn't buy anything that day. That would have been kind of cool. But they were literally closed. And the only reason the dude let me sit in front of the store, in the front of the store, was just so I didn't have to wait in the elements of right outside the front door, because it was kind of chilly. But it was like I don't recall what season it was, but I remember it was getting kind of where you should throw on a jacket, and I literally forgot to grab my jacket as I was walking out quote unquote walking out the door that day, which that kind of sucked. But that's really the one reason why the guy let me wait in the front of the store, was so, because my brother was only like uh he was literally just down the street, uh filling up the van with gas, and so I didn't have to wait that long. So either way, that was cool. The owner or manager or co-manager, but I think it was the owner that let me stay. It wasn't that really that long. It was like 10, maybe 15 minutes, because my brother also went into the gas station store thingamajigger and got a couple of drinks. And that was really cool of my older brother to do. So that's why it was like a couple more minutes wait, which I was fine with, because even though they literally just closed like maybe 20 minutes before my brother pulled up, uh, it was really cool to just look around the shop, just to see what I already saw when I had walked in so many hours uh, earlier. which was really cool. So I knew what I was looking at. And thankfully, I wouldn't have known that anyway, because they wouldn't have shut the lights off with a quote unquote customer in their store, or at least I don't think they would. I hope they wouldn't. And that's just really odd if they would have done that. But I doubt they would, because those dudes were super cool. And it was, this was just a, this was just, this has been a really, I just intended this to be a, just a root beer versus root beer bottle, root beer brand, root beer brand XV root beer. I intended this video to not be very long, because all it was going to be would have been root beer versus root beer taste test. And it turned out that I got to talk a lot about, well, actually I knew I was going to show off my deck boxes and the cards that were and slash are in them. And so it wouldn't have been too much longer than my normal videos, but I know that I'm coming up on, I know the longest video I have shot was, I think it was, it was my, Tim McGraw review, because it was the dance that I was reviewing, but I also got in a couple other subjects in there, which was really cool. And that video turned into be like the longest video I had ever shot in my, let's see, I've been doing YouTube off and on since December 1st of 06, and if you know why, you know why. I don't want to get teary-eyed on camera, so I'm not going to bring that up again. And so I've had, like, I don't know, several channels over the years, because I did, at one point, I did not, when I first started, I thought it was all saved to your phone and not your email stuff. And so I've had like 4 or 5, this is like my 6th channel now. And lucky for me, I learned in 2012 that you, this might have been, I think this is my 3rd or 4th channel, because I get a new phone every, I don't know how long, but I know that today's going to be a really interesting day for me, let's just say that. And yeah, I did this video just as a taste test, root beer versus root beer thingy, and it's turned into a really good video about my love of anime, my my original plan of root beer versus root beer plus Digimon deck boxes card reveals. Oh, and something that's really cool, and if you know me, you know me, that I love Pikachu, and my mom got me you just saw the pillow, and I actually don't know where the blanket is off the top of my, okay, the blanket's on the floor, but it's a combination Pikachu pillow and Pokemon blanket. I'd actually grab it if I was in a better position than what I'm in right now. And I do feel kind of stupid for being in this position, because if I literally was in a better position, there'd be a it'd be an easy thing to pick up my, actually wait, I think I can still get it. Give me a sec. Yup, I can. So y'all saw the pillow. Here's the blanket. It has all four of the starters on it. Uh, it's really cool that my mom got me a. I don't even know if this is a weighted blanket or not, but it is a very comfortable blanket, and the pillow is absolutely very, very, very nice and fluffy. Although that is kind of funny because Pikachu is not a fluffy Pokemon, but the blanket really is really, really, really warm. Even if it just came out of the. Ooh, I'll show that blanket off in another video because I know if I try to reach for that one, I will fall off my bed, and I'm not falling off my bed just to show off a lap blanket that my mom custom made for me. But, okay, so I'll tell you about when I got that. And I'll have to show it off in the next video because I literally can almost reach it, but like I said, I'm not falling off my bed just to grab a lap blanket and read what it says. But my mom had um two blankets custom made, one for me and one for my old man. And mine is a lap blanket because I do not like heavy blankets like my Pikachu blanket. I mean, I love my Pokemon blanket, but I also don't like uh long sheet long long blankets when I'm in my wheelchair because they get wrapped around my tires, and then my tires start uh I start it looks like I'm in a dirt track, which if I was in a dirt track and and my tires were just spinning like that, I'd be thinking, "Oh hell yeah, that's awesome." But I wasn't in a dirt track. I was just stuck up. I just had something wrapped around the axle of one of my tires. So that sucked. That's actually happened a couple of times over the times that I've had electric wheelchairs. But the last one wasn't exactly good. Actually, none of them were really that good. But I'll have to do another video on that later. But the custom blankets have the same writing on it, except for mine says son and dad says husband. And dad's is bigger because I just like smaller blankets when I'm in my chair because, like I said, long blankets get wrapped in the tires, and then my chair starts just doing donuts. If I'm if there's nothing underneath me, I will just continue to do donuts until I'm dizzy, just because of one thing my little brother used to do, and that was my little brother used to. I don't know why he did this because he had a sit and spin, Well, we had a sit and spin because we shared our toys back then. And I don't know why my little brother just decided to one day not use the sit and spin and just spin around on his own. I don't even know how long he was able to do it for because I remember every time he just decided to increase the time and amount of speed he went. So that was kind of weird because I was sitting on the sit and spin and he was just spinning around like a fan, quite literally like a fan. It was cool and weird at the same freaking time. Then again, that cool and weird describes my little brother perfectly. And so yeah, so that's why I don't like long blankets unless I'm in my bedroom because long blankets are nice, warm, and some of them are fluffy. And when we were younger, my little brother had this blanket that he always called his tickle blanket. I don't know why he called it that, but then again, he was a kid. And I remember he used to carry that damn thing everywhere he went. He had to take he had to take he had to take tickle blankie with him. And and it got to the point where uh mom and dad just said to my little brother, we got to get rid of this thing. Falling it's falling apart. And I felt so bad for my little brother that day. It was not even it was not even funny, but I'm one of those people that in um rough situations, if I don't laugh, I will break down. And I didn't want to break down. I would break down to support my little brother. Actually, I'd break down to support any of my siblings. And and uh the look on my little brother's face when our parents said, "Look, bud, it's time to get rid of it. It's fallen too far apart." The look on his face was one of defeat because we were young kids at the time. I think he might have been, I don't know when they got him Tickle Blanky, but I know that um, I know that he carried that damn thing around for years and years and years and years and years. And so I felt really bad for him when they said it's got to go. Because even I love that damn blanket. It was, I could understand why he called it tickle blanket because it was so warm and it was like mom and dad giving us hugs whenever we'd both share it just to keep warm just to keep warm while we were watching movies. And back when we had when we had a real bad snowstorm, I can't remember uh how long it had been since we moved to the house that we were in before we moved to this place. And but I remember it was that really cold winter. And let's just say all we did that one winter was watch Edward Scissorhands. Great movie. Johnny Depp is absolutely a freaking amazing actor, although he could have done better in uh he could have done better in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but it was still a good movie for what it was. It was just, it was not, uh, it was not the original, which the original, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory just had a lot more, um, a lot more life to it than um, what the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory had. It was still a good movie. It just wasn't as good as the first one. And it was just weird because I loved it, but I didn't like it as much as the Gene Wilder one because Gene Wilder, my God, was he a great Willy Wonka. And I learned something interesting when I was watching a documentary about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Besides the chocolate factory being uh, made out of stuff that started to stink after a couple of days, I think they said it was like coffee creamer, food coloring, and water that made the that was that made up the chocolate river. But I remember also reading that the reason he wanted to come out walking on a cane and then do that backflip somersault thingamajigger was just so the kids would realize uh would realize don't trust your eyes, and you can trust no one, and you can also trust everyone, or something like that. But the reason Gene Wilder wanted to do the somersault thing was just so he could throw the kids off, which I think was a good plan. It was a real good plan. But it was also one of the things that made me think, even though I knew why he did it, it made me think these kids are going to trust you anyway because you are a kind, caring man. But I did love the little trick maneuver, like him looking like he wasn't able to walk without his little cane, and then doing that somersault. It was kind of like a an illusion thing, like a magician would do at like one of those uh dinner and show magic show thingamajigers, which is really, those things are really fun. I can't remember which one we went to when we were in Tennessee once, but we went to one and it was absolutely freaking amazing. My mom even got up on stage, if memory serves. And yeah, it's just been an interesting day for me so far. I'm getting ready to get back to playing my video games. I'm your host, Isaac Brummett. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends, leave a comment. Oh, good Lord. I do not know why my lips are. Well, actually, it's probably because I've been videotaping for nearly 90 minutes. And, like I said, that's funny that I got a 90 plus minute video out of what essentially was supposed to just be a card game review and root beer versus root beer review, which to get a 90-minute video out of that is just absolutely weird. I'm your host, Isaac Brummett. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends, leave a comment. Have a good one. I'm your host, Isaac Brummett. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends, leave a comment. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one. I know I sure as shit will. Peace out, y'all.